Hey, good afternoon, friends. Today is Saturday, August the 24th or the 24th, 2024, and the time now is 2:36 p.m. So, I want to talk briefly about the southern African country of Botswana. This means that this video is going to be the first video for the Botswana series. Once again, every country in the world will have at least two playlists on this channel. This means that one playlist will be the country's name, in this case Botswana. Botswana as a playlist will basically feature videos or programs or talk about Botswana's global position, Botswana's relations with other countries in its region, and also with the rest of the world, Botswana's position on the international stage, in international relations. And then the next playlist, Domestic Botswana. The Domestic Botswana playlist will feature programs, videos, or talks, however you want to say it, that focus primarily on the domestic situation of Botswana. Whether we are talking about people-to-people interaction, people-to-government relations, economics, employment, job, finance, and so on, infrastructure, resources, and so on. Now, in this video, I am going to talk about the recent discovery in Botswana. The world's second largest diamond was discovered in Botswana. It's very interesting that such a momentous discovery will make the first video for my Botswana or Domestic Botswana series. But the diamond, once again, is the world's second largest diamond. And the diamond is basically a 2,492 carat diamond. The largest diamond which was discovered was actually discovered in 1905 in neighboring South Africa, which basically weighed about 3,106 carat. And sadly, because South Africa was part of the British Empire, the diamond was cut into various pieces, and the pieces of the diamond put on the crown of the British monarch or the British crown. Now, in terms of Botswana, yes, Botswana is not part of the British Empire. However, I remember when I first got the news of the discovery of this diamond in Botswana, two questions came to mind. First is, who owns the diamond? And also, who owns the mine in which the diamond was discovered? And these two questions echo sentiments or realities that many of us Africans we are used to. Many of us, at least those who grew up in the 90s, perhaps not so much for the young generations of today, the Gen Z or whatsoever. We grew up at a time when there were so many resources being discovered in Africa, so many things being echoed about Africa being rich and so on. I remember being happy, glorifying to my Western friends, oh, we are rich, this country is rich, that country is rich. But then the question is, did the people of these various African countries, or did the people of Africa in general, benefit from their raw materials? No. Because as much as Africa is resource rich, the resources are oftentimes owned by Western multinational companies or corporations and Western governments or the former colonial masters. This has been the reality of Africa as much as when I was a young man and today, so much more the case. Now, in terms of Botswana, it then begs the question, what are African countries, and in this case, what is the government of Botswana doing to create or to help the young people of Botswana, especially the ones with the brains, to establish companies that could become multinational companies, multinational corporations in Botswana, in Africa, so that they can use their strength, their might, their glory to make sure the raw materials of Africa, not only they become part owner of these raw materials, but that the raw materials of these African countries of Africa, or in this case of Botswana, remain in Botswana, remain in Africa. Now, we can have all this nonsense about bringing direct foreign investment. You can bring all the direct foreign investment in Africa as long as and as much as these companies are external companies. They own your country. Yes, they will claim entitlement to your resources as an African country, but they are in no way responsible to your country or to your people. They come in, they plunder the resources, and they leave, and the people are left to suffer. In many cases, they bring in their own workers and they refuse to train our people. In this case, the African people, the African countries, individually or as a collective, they basically turn back to these multinational or to these external forces to come back for help, quote unquote, and they plundering the countries and Africa in general. So, in terms of Botswana, another question that I ask, in terms of who owned the diamond and who owned the mine in which the diamond was discovered, I also ask, what is the plan for the diamond? As much as Botswana is not part of the British Empire today, as much as, quote unquote, it is an independent country, given that the mine is owned by Canada, given that Botswana, like most African countries, are weak, what is going to be done with that diamond? Who is going to benefit from that diamond? I also want to ask, does the fact that a 2,000 or more carat diamond was discovered in Botswana, does it benefit the people of Botswana in any way, in any shape, or in any form? Because this has been the reality of Africa. When this and this exist in an African country as a resources, or this and that, or this or that was discovered. However, it goes on to benefiting outsiders while the people of Africa remains poor. They suffer, the infrastructure is weak, and we have no infrastructures of various sorts. So then let's ask the question, as much as we can be happy as Africans, or as much as the people of Botswana can or should be happy that such discovery was made in their country. And yes, it is a source of pride. Is it also a cause, a reason to be happy? Because as much as such diamond is discovered in your country, are you as the people of Botswana benefiting? Will you as the people of Botswana benefit from the discovery of such diamond? Or will the government of Botswana become radical enough to begin to find ways to make sure the people of the country benefit from their resources? Now, it is said that Botswana is the second largest producer of diamond in the world. And one source says that Botswana last year, 2023, produced about 20% of the world's diamond. That is remarkable. If you reflect on that, if you analyze that number, it basically begs the question, do you mean that a country such as Botswana, with a population of about 2,600,000 people or so, is that important to the world's production of diamond, export, and sales of diamond? Now, the world's diamond market is valued at $94.19 billion. If you reflect on the fact that, as I've said earlier, Botswana last year produced about 20% of the world's diamond and is number 2 largest producer of diamond in the world. perhaps we should be able to conclude that of that $94 billion, or of that $94.19 billion of the world's diamond market, Botswana should at least be able to claim about $20 billion of that worth of the world's diamond market. However, given that Africans are basically limited to just providing raw product, raw resources, okay, it basically diminished Africa's potential. Now, I was talking to a good friend of mine recently, and we both got into a tense discussion about economics. And he was stressing the whole notion of comparative advantage. And I stress that the whole notion of comparative advantage is good, it makes sense, but it doesn't work. It is unsustainable. And he is stressing this notion of, well, you can basically focus on what you're good at producing, and you produce that, you sell it, and then you can use that money to buy other things that you don't have. Basically, what he was stressing was the basic textbook definition and scenario of economics and comparative advantage, which makes sense, but it doesn't benefit countries, especially African countries, in today's economics. Because what it is saying is that if you are an African country like Botswana, because you have diamond, you are good at producing diamond, just shut up, produce rough diamond, and sell it for nothing. Let Western countries basically cut the diamond, shape the diamond, do this, and sell it. So in this case, for every $20 billion diamond that Botswana should be producing, or could produce, because it is the second largest producer of diamond in the world, and producing 20% last year. Of every $20 billion worth of diamond that Botswana is producing, Botswana probably should be having to be a few $1,000,000. Because honestly, in practice, comparative advantage, if a country practices that, it limits the country to nothing. In this case, I would suggest, if you are a country like Botswana, produce a diamond, develop your diamond processing system, sell your diamond at home, sell your diamond at the international market, and do not let yourself to be undersold. And also invest in everything. Investing in infrastructure, construction infrastructure, investing in manufacture and other things. Comparative advantage will tell countries such as Botswana to focus on exporting diamond. It is bad. And comparative advantage could work in a barter system when you have a small village community that has no opportunity and has no infrastructure, or is focusing on one product, cassava. In this case, they can grow their cassava, harvest their cassava, and sell their cassava. And then they can trade. But when it pertains to a country, looking at the intricacy of what a country is, such reality to me as comparative advantage doesn't work. Now, my friends, I hope you tell me what you think. I want to hear what you think. But back again to Botswana. Given the fact that Botswana is number 2 in terms of the production of diamond, and given the fact that last year it produced about 20% of the world's diamond, it begs the question, what is the government of Botswana doing to make sure that the people of Botswana benefit from their production of diamond, and to make sure that the youth of Botswana are able, under a system of strong, good, advanced infrastructure, are able to benefit and are able to develop themselves into a comparative and competitive global citizen, representing Botswana and representing Africa. Now, friends, I am going to end here by first reading the description of this program, which can both serve as conclusion and summary. And the description does have questions and comment. So now, friends, I'm going to read the description for this program, beginning with the title of the program. I'm going to read. The title of the program is World's Second Largest Diamond Found in Botswana. Once again, it reads, World's Second Largest Diamond Found in Botswana. How does the discovery of this diamond benefit the people? Who owns the diamond or the mine in which it was found? The world's second largest diamond was found in Botswana, an African nation. The mine is owned by the Canadian firm Lucara Diamond. The 2,492 carat diamond is now the second largest ever discovered. The record for the first was a 3,106 carat diamond found in South Africa in 1905. Questions, comment. Number 1. Who found the diamond and how was it found? Number 2. What does the discovery of such remarkable resources say about the reality of the African people today? And that the continent is resource rich while the people are starving. Number 3. Is the discovery of the world's second largest diamond any reason for people of Botswana to celebrate and why? What benefit does the discovery of the world's second largest diamond provide for Botswana? At least other than the glory. Number 5. What has the African leadership done to help the youth establish multinational firms? Number 6. What is Botswana going to do with the diamond? Number 7. Will the discovery of such diamond negatively or positively impact Botswana? How and why? Will there be a diamond rush in Botswana and why? Number 8. Are there plans in various African countries to address the rising population and expanding urban areas on the continent? And number 9. It is said that Botswana accounted for about 20% of the world's production of diamond last year. How did that benefit the country and the people? Now, my friends, I was looking at a video and also a picture of the president of Botswana holding the diamond. And in fact, when a lady who is said to be the director or the president of Lucara Diamond in Botswana, she basically held the diamond in both hands, covering it, and basically the president closed his eyes. And she placed the diamond in both hands. He opened his eyes. He said something such as, God is good. Which, if you know about Africa, God is good all the time and all the time God is good. It's a phrase that African people never stop saying, especially the old ones. Africa is all about church and religion. And sadly, I know Pielo Lumumba continued to stress this. He continues to stress how much religion has destroyed Africa. Everything is about religion. You are dying instead of you waking up and say, screw this, I'm not going to die today. I'm going to go and fight to live. People just lay there. Well, it's God's will. God is going to heal me. No, dude, get your ass up and go do something for yourself so that you can live. People are starving. It is God's will. God is going to find food for me. People are poor. God is going to help me get money somehow. No. Go and work or do something. I know there is no opportunity or there are limited opportunities. However, the manner in which or the manner by which African people are internalizing the religious nonsense. It is dangerously impacting the, and perhaps we can say that this generation, especially the generation of Z, Gen Z, are becoming much more less of religious zealots, religious extremists that take face value everything about religion and not basically look into the determination, the willingness, and the opportunity of the human beings to better themselves. But when he said that, the president of Botswana, God is good, honestly, as of now, Africans, we are not and should not be worrying about God being good. We should be worrying about us being good. What is the president, what is the government of Botswana doing to make sure such discovery, the discovery of such diamond, okay, benefit the people of Botswana? The fact that the diamond mine is owned by a foreign company, an external entity, about 60 years or so after decolonization, it's a problem. What are the African countries and leaders doing to enable the establishment by Africans of multinational companies, corporations based in Africa that will help secure African resources for Africans and basing in Africa so that the people and the countries and the continent in general can enjoy from the wealth that lies in the belly of Africa? Now, my friends, I hope once again to hear what you think, and please tell me what you think. Join the conversation. Now, I want to thank you for being a member of the Echoing Voice community, but most especially, I want to thank you for watching the Echoing Voice. Peace.